Right, hello fellas, welcome back to a brand new video. I've came down Paul Linfoot Racing, the home of Sierra RS500s. Paul, you specialise in anything RS500 road cars, race cars, restorations, parts, anything to do with them. And this is a car you've just getting in for sale. This is the rarest colour. There was 52 made in Moonstone Blue.
Correct.
And this is just, like you see, this came up for sale and it's £265,000.
So if you fancy it,
could be mine.
It could be
I
yours.
don't think I would even get the mortgage for it, mate.
A lot of money into it.
It is. Like, how do you price these cars?
Well, the same as I suppose like estate agents do anything. You can only go by cars have previously sold for. The market as a whole has taken a bit of a dip.
Right.
It has in all cars, Porsches, Ferraris, everything. Watches, everything's taken a bit of a dip after COVID. Everything's sort of settled down and gone backwards a little bit. I honestly thought these had a little bit as well. Well, they have. For a standard mid-range car, they've just levelled off a little bit. But the collector cars are still booming.
The cream of the crop ones?
Yeah, because collectors, I guess, the wealthy end of the collector market people, they boom whether it's a recession, whether it's a good time, a bad time, they do well. And they're constantly investing. So this is an investor car.
And the record price for Sierra RS500 was about a year or two ago, wasn't it? Went through Silverstone auctions?
About 18 months ago.
And what was it that one was?
596,000 quid.
So this is a bargain.
This is a cheap car.
And that was a black one as well, wasn't it?
Black, which is obviously the most common of the three colours. There was 52 Moonstone Blue, as you said. A white one like that one there was 56. And then the rest are black, 392 in black. So, but in all fairness, years ago, if you had three identical cars, so let's just pick a random number, you had 40,000 mile, 5 owners. They were all identical cars. Let's say the black one was worth 50 grand, the white one was worth 55 to 60, the Moonstone Blue would be worth 60 to 65. There was, a price comparison due to the rarity. Now, because most of the low mileage mint collector cars have been bought by collectors, beggars can't be choosers, as that saying goes. So what we've tend to find now is there isn't really a price variant between the three colours.
It's not really?
No. If you want a low mileage, low owner car, you have to pay what the seller wants for it. It's as simple as that. It is, in everything else in the world at the moment, it's a buyer's market. With these, if you've got that car, it's a seller's market.
Right.
You can ask what you want for it. And I think these, very, very realistically priced. Because there was a Moonstone Blue one sold 2 weeks ago. Slightly less miles on than these, but not massively less. For a lot more than these are up for.
Did it sell privately?
No, it sold through a dealer.
Do you know how much? Could you tell us what it sold
Well,
for?
it was advertised for 350,000.
Oh, right,
And it sold.
Oh, I know which one you mean. It's sold.
Yep, don't know what it sold for, but you can only assume, even if the price was negotiable, it'll only be negotiable by a small percentage. So that was 350,000 quid. So it makes these, I think, look a fair price.
So I'm going to make some assumptions on this car. Never been painted, all original panels.
Oh, it's all original. One previous owner.
Right.
That's all it's ever had. 13,937 miles from new.
That is absolutely immaculate.
Look at the trim in there.
Aye.
There's one thing we always say in the car game is the interior never lies. You can never make a high mileage interior look like a low mileage interior. It doesn't matter how good your trimmer is, it doesn't matter how many hours you spend on it, you can never get a high mileage door card to look like that.
Perfectly straight. Mine,
yeah, exactly, no cracks.
The bow and that, don't they?
And look at them seats, you can't ever replicate original factory stitching. You just can't replicate. Look at that dashboard.
The dashboards normally crack.
Yeah.
Like around that speaker grill, don't they? And that one is just absolutely...
The gear knob, the steering wheel, the pedals, the wear on the carpet. Some people might put a better interior in a car, i.e. they might find a better set of seats. Have a crashed car with 70,000 on and theirs has done 100,000. So It's possible to improve an interior, but you can't get an interior with a carpet like that, seats like that, door panels like that, dash like that. It's impossible. You can't do it. So that is, to me, you know, when people say, oh, you look at a car and you can tell its mileage by looking at it. When you've been doing it as long as I have, and especially because I specialise in one car, I can tell a car's mileage if it's genuine or not. Yeah, easy. And the interior is the biggest giveaway.
So that's not a private plate either, is it?
No, that's its original number.
Original plate.
Yeah, it came from Ford with that number, which is nice. I always think a car with its original number is nice. It hasn't got the D40 tyres on this, but they're there.
All right.
So they were taken off years ago. They're the correct 3-door original tyres.
What came from the factory with this is what will have left.
That is exactly the tyre this car came with. They were changed just because obviously you wouldn't want to drive on 35-year-old tyres anymore. But just a stunning car, isn't it?
It is. So, I mean, it's clean. It is clean. But do you get them detailed before you sell them, or?
I have.
What do you do yourself?
The collector cars, so they tend to come to me like this anyway, but I'll give this just a quick wipe over, nothing special really.
I mean, it doesn't need much.
No, exactly.
So under the bonnet, Paul?
Apart from...
I was going to say it's had a fuel pressure regulator. What's the feel?
I've serviced this car for the current owner for probably the last, I don't know, well, I would say at least 5 or 6 years. And obviously when we knew of the problem, I told him to change that. We've got the original one's in the car, but we changed that as a matter of course.
Because the feel and catch fire, don't there? There's been a few burnt out cars through the fuel pressure regulators.
How nice is that?
Oh, it is, isn't it? Nice
now
bottle
this
as well, these all crack. Mine's got a sapphire one on, so it's missing this level. So obviously that's just square terminal batteries and everything on it. Just everything you would expect to see. Everything I would expect to see.
Well, this car, a few viewers will probably have heard of it. There was a guy, Mark Bailey, that started a collection called the Bonkers Collection.
Right.
It's probably the best Ford collection, RS Ford collection anybody'd ever seen. He owned the Princess Di
Series 1
Series 1 Turbo. He owned that car. He had 7 or 8 RS500s in total.
Really?
This was one of Mark's cars. This is one that was in the Bonkers collection. Mark moved abroad in the end and sold off his collection, and this is one of Mark's cars, which that in itself sort of gives the car credibility, because everybody knew that Mark only bought the best of everything, you know.
Mate, it is incredible there.
So yeah, it's number of previous owners, just one. Obviously massive amounts of service history. Let's have a look.
I mean, even the service history will not be like stamped up, will it?
No, this is the thing. People say, oh, it's only got so many stamps in the book. Well, it will have, because
it hasn't been used.
That's not the service book, is it?
All the tax discs and that there. So that's the service history book. So you can see that. First service there, 1,500 miles?
Yeah, that's 700 miles on the clock. And I did it in 2014.
All right.
2017, 2019, 2021, and then 2023. So I've looked after this car since 2014.
So you can see there, you've done a service and a fuel pressure regulator.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's good history. One previous owner, all the original handbooks and old tax discs, and you know, these always suffered, these leather binders. They always start to deteriorate, but it's nice that it's got it into it. So it's got that.
I don't think they were ever designed to last this amount of years. And
I don't think the cars were they? Let alone the service history book. I'll put that back in there, then we don't lose it. But yeah, good history.
So is it all original underneath and that then, Paul,
yeah, you have a look.
Aye.
I'll just throw everything on the floor. It's all right.
God, it's incredible under there. So has the bottom arms been repainted?
I think so, mate. Yeah, I think Mark Bailey had a full-time guy who did, you know, just general little bits and pieces on them, not restorations, just like that. If bottom arms were really scabby, they would take them off and tidy them up and do them. But lovely, isn't it? Look at that parcel shelf.
Straight as anything, isn't it?
Original fog lights still in the boot. Typical boot rams don't work, look. £265,000 and boot rams don't work.
Does it come with that stick in the boot?
No, that's mine. I'll give you a wooden broom handle. Look at that.
God, the stick is still under the foam and that.
That's wax oil in that corner. We've had this before. People, oh, it's rusty. No, it's wax oil. Mint in it.
Oh, it is.
You know, I like things like that. You know, when you see them still zinc gold.
Zinc blue,
look at that. Look at that bolt, the whole spare wheeling. Still immaculate. Look down there, throat wheel. You can see it's still.
Aye, all zinc plated in that still. Still all glass plating on. So is this a D40 tyre?
Yeah.
This, isn't it? Brand new. Look at that. God, it's absolutely brand spanker.
You know, again, this is things you can't really. Look at that boot carpet. It's absolutely pristine. The parcel shelves absolutely pristine. You know, got the correct.
Does it come with them on a standard?
Yeah, they came with them from brand new. They were
like
put on. They were put on at Tickford.
Like a plastic coating.
Yeah, it's to stop the boot spoiler rubbing the paint.
Mate, incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Lovely, isn't it? But again, you know, you'll get the, oh, too good, it should be used and all that.
Well, yeah.
You could use it if you wanted to use it.
There's nothing to stop you, but obviously it would affect the value if you start putting miles on it.
If you put, let's be honest, if people that do use them maybe only do a couple of 100 mile a year to a local classic car show, you could quite easily drive this, couldn't you? A couple of 100 mile a year, and you're not, the level in which the price will increase, it'll increase more than the decrease by adding a few miles, so it won't.
But you could, like, it'll be, I know you're seeing people saying you should use it, but you would never start changing wheels and upping the power and taking it along, blasting it along B roads and that.
You'd leave it as it was, wouldn't you? I would. I mean,
personally, I think these are just investment pieces. Personally, if I was buying this, it's not something I would use.
The thing is, we've said this before, Adam, haven't we, on a few videos? People are saying now 265,000, absolutely ridiculous. I remember when people said 100,000 was ridiculous. 100,000 now buys you, not the bottom of the market 500, but you're certainly nowhere near even the middle.
No.
You know, I would class the starting price, I mean, obviously there is a special case where basket case 500s, you know, where they've been stood for 20 years, never turned a wheel, and need a load of work. Personally, still think they're 40, 50 grand cars, depending on how bad they are. Average user 500 now is somewhere probably between 60 and 70,000. Very nice original examples, 100,000 plus. Lowish mileage, lowish owners, cars that maybe have had a bit of paint, maybe a bit of things. You're into 150, 160,000. And as we've seen, top cars, the collector
Cream
cars,
of the crop.
up to £500,000.
I think one of these will go for £1 million in the next 5 years.
I said that, didn't I? Do you remember the video we did on that car selling for 590,000?
Yes.
I said that on that video with you. I said that one of these will sell for £1 million.
I would think it'll be in 5 years, within 5 years.
Yeah, I think it will. It will.
If it carries on the way it is.
Yeah, of course it will. You know, like, again, this car 2 years ago was maybe 120, 130 grand car. In 2 years, it's doubled in value. What's it's going to be worth in another 2 years? And people say, oh, the bubble will burst. How long have we had that? The one that just sold for 350,000 quid.
Aye.
If you would have said to somebody 6 months ago, a car of that mileage, that owners would sell for 350,000, I think you completely lost the plot.
What was the mileage on that one?
9,000.
And this is 12 something, isn't it?
13, just over 13.
Is it? I thought it was 12 something.
No, 13 something, I think.
Is it?
Sure.
Aye. Mate, incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I'd like it. Nice car. I'm not a fan of Moonstone Blue. It's my least favourite colour.
Really? It's my favourite colour.
Never have liked Moonstone, but this is what I always say to people. Moonstone Blue, to be nice, has to be perfect. And when you look at a Moonstone as nice as that, it looks a nice colour.
That's one of my, to be honest, I like all the colours and I change all the time. Sometimes I like the black ones, sometimes I like the white ones, sometimes I like the Moonstone.
I've always had a black. Black has always been my Rs500 colour. But yet 3 doors, I love a 3-door in white.
Do you?
Absolutely love a standard 3-door in white. But 500s in black. But like I said, when you look at one as nice as that, it's a beautiful colour.
Amazing, mate.
It's just not very forgiving, I think. That's why Moonstone Blue has to be perfect. It's just not a forgiving colour.
Right, yet again, fellas, thanks for watching. And as always, a huge thanks to Paul for showing us around. especially something like this. I know it's going to cause probably some divided opinions in the comments, but as we've explained, I'm sure you can see where the value is in the car. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to Paul's social media. Paul also has a YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to that. And I'll leave full contact information below for Paul if you want to get in touch. Anything you want to add, mate?
No, that's it basically. If anybody is interested in the car, which I'm sure there might be an odd viewer, one of your wealthy viewers, Adam.
I've got loads of millionaires watching my videos, mate, loads.
But yeah, if somebody's interested, get in touch, come and have a look at it and grab a bargain.
Grab a bargain. But yeah, again, fellas, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.